Well, it's now been 3 days after a deadly ambush on 2 West Virginia National Guard members, and now hundreds of additional troops are on the way any day now. Now, new Guard troops will be selectively paired with MPD patrol officers. There are questions over whether the expanded presence will bring more safety or tension, and whether it's legal at all. Jacqueline Quinn has more from the D.C. Armory in Southeast Washington.
National Guard members typically check in here at the Armory to report for duty, but this expanded deployment came a couple days after a federal judge ruled that it was likely unlawful under home rule. But likely these service members will be around because the enforcement has been delayed for 3 weeks to allow for an appeal. Now, President Donald Trump has called up 500 additional Guard members. They're expected to arrive this week. We've been tracking these developments since Wednesday afternoon when the soldiers from the West Virginia National Guard were shot just blocks away from the White House. Specialist Sarah Beckstrom was killed while Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf remains in critical condition at a MedStar Washington hospital. Now, authorities say the suspected gunman Romanello Lockenwall targeted the soldiers in what they are calling a deliberate attack. U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro says he's facing a first-degree murder charge. Now, civil liberties groups warn that using military forces like the National Guard for policing oversteps legal boundaries. Federal officials, meanwhile, insist the reinforcements are necessary to protect both soldiers and the public.
The National Guard has been so effective. You know, you went from having a tremendous amount of crime and death, killing, everything else, to having none.
Numbers from MPD and federal data show crime was already on a downward trend before troops arrived. Some residents oppose their presence.
I've seen the National Guard pick up trash. I've seen the National Guard intimidate people just by being around in militarized gear. It makes everyone uncomfortable.
We reached out to the D.C. mayor's office for further comment. They told us they had none at this time, but we're going to be watching closely what the Trump administration files to appeal the judge's latest ruling. In Southeast D.C., I'm Jacqueline Quinn, WSA 9.